Someone sent me a picture of my house to my number. A random day in the summer of 2021, I received a notification on my phone while playing Valorant with friends. I checked it and it was a message that said, "Nice house," with a picture of my house attached to it. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it all happened because it wasn't some Snowden NSA data leaking level of scheme. It was one small mistake and it snowballed. So around that era, I was freelancing my editing skills on Fiverr a lot to pay tuition and, my expenses in general. And I thought I was careful online, like I genuinely believed.
Bro, I don't share my personal info online. I am fine.
But I wasn't fine. Mistake number one, reusing. I used the same info on different platforms. Not my government name, just the same handle. And you know what's scary? People don't need to hack you, they just connect dots. One platform of mine had my city listed on it. Another one had an old photo I took during my friend's basketball game back in high school. Another one had a tiny detail, which I didn't even notice, but I'll get to that later. And then one day, I got that first weird message with my house, but I didn't reply. My heart was racing and beating outside my chest. I felt like I was gonna puke. I felt like my entire life was crashing down. A couple minutes followed, and I got another message. It wasn't, "Yo, I'm gonna dox you." It was worse. It was eerily casual. "Dude, you gotta change your shirt. The ketchup stain makes you look homeless." When I read that, I looked at my shirt and my stomach just dropped. I started racing around my room, and a couple minutes later, I went to my parents in total panic. Immediately, we went to our local police station, but I'll finish that part of the story later, so stay tuned. Leave a like and subscribe. Before we get into that, I must tell you about mistake number two, comfort. I got too comfortable, especially because of Fiverr. You see, when you freelance, you end up sending little quote unquote normal things to clients: invoices, drafts, Google Drive links, signature approvals, etc. And sometimes, for the more, I guess, loyal clientele, you send, drumrolls please, a phone number for more privileged, faster communication. And at some point, I stopped thinking about how many tiny pieces of me were just scattered in different places online. My Fiverr profile had one version of my name, my email had another, one old account somewhere still had my city, and I'd sometimes send clients files straight from my PC without double checking what was attached to them. Nothing felt, I guess, dangerous at the moment. I saw it all as just a way to further push my professional venture, but that was precisely my mistake. Feeling overly safe made it such that if someone was truly, truly motivated, they didn't need to hack me. They just needed to, I guess, collect those bits and pieces, crumbs of what I'd left behind while I was busy working. On to mistake number three, and this is the killer: the metadata. this one is ugh, this one is so stupid. It still makes me furious just thinking about it. I basically handed whoever had malicious intent against me a fully loaded, pointed it against my head. One day, I was sending a client an example file to show what kind of edits I could do over 5 minutes of their footage. Just a normal upload, right? Wrong. I didn't realize the file wasn't clean. It still had hidden info attached to it. The kind of stuff you never see unless you know where to look at, like the file's properties, the edit dates, and the name of the computer the file came from. You see, when you create a file on your computer, if you look at the properties afterwards, you can see the username of the computer that created the file. Okay? And lo and behold, because I was a dumb, cringy teenager when I built my first PC with a couple of friends, we had decided that the username for my PC was gonna be my full government name is the dumbest dude in name of my high school. So now, An individual with malicious intent had everything they needed. That was the final missing puzzle piece. They can now match it with other things they can basically get easily online. The city from that account, confirm the name from the other account, my high school's name from the basketball picture, and suddenly it's over. So when I received those messages and went to the police station with my parents, we handed everything over. Mind you, at the time, I didn't know the entire process that the quote unquote hacker slash social engineer or whatever used to dox me. Well, after a whole year of being overtly paranoid, we received a letter in the mail from the police. It turns out the person who doxed me was some random hated kid from my old high school. Basically, from my understanding, he had gotten caught for some other crime and ended up confessing to this crime. And apparently, from what the police officers told me, he held a grudge against me because of some, I guess, altercation that had happened during lunch class. I'm not gonna lie, when I heard that, I had no recollection of it, and I barely can even make something in my mind about that incident. I barely remember anything, but he knew I did Fiverr because he was still friends with a friend of mine. So, through a mutual, he basically social engineered, I guess you could say, the information of my Fiverr through a couple of months. And he posed as a client, became loyal, and well, the rest is history. So yeah, that's how I got doxxed. After that, I never really used the internet the same way. And if you want my advice, you shouldn't share things from your real life with random people online. I know I sound like your mom, I get it, but it's the truth. Don't underestimate the tiny details that you share. They add up really quickly. So stay safe online, everyone. Please, please, please leave a like and subscribe. It would mean the world. And back, I love you, and I'll see you guys later.